So hello everyone, welcome back to the channel once again, and for today's video I'm going to share the first Love Cup team for season 13 which have just started, and the team that I'll be showcasing over here is kind of a anti-Magcargo team which I think most of the people are running because with Incinerate or maybe with Rock Throw it is very good in the for the meta, because it does resist all the bug types and poison types, and it also does resist fairies as well. So that is the reason I thought of trying out a team that fully covers the Magcargo over here, whether being using Rock Throw or Incinerate. So that is the reason my lead over here is going to be my Medicham, that is running Power Up Punch with Psychic. Apart from it, my backline over here is going to be Double Water, that is my Alomomola is the closer, along with my safe swap, which is going to be Triple Legacy Seaking. So Triple Legacy Seaking is actually very good in this meta as well. It does superb coverage in the whole meta along the line. It has a really good matchup with kind of whatever they are coming in with, because it does have access to Poison Jab for the fairies, ice moves for the flyers. So it's quite good. So without further more delay, let's quickly jump into the battles and check out how this team performed. Moving into the first battle, I pick up a lead against Medicham, and since my Medicham is rank 1, so I'll not be going for a CMP tie, rather I'll be going for extra counter damage which I snuck in through over here. So the first move, I let it go and it ends up being a Power Up Punch, which is a really good call from my end, and now I'll be going for the Psychic. So since I'm up one counter, I'll be trying to shield up the next one because it's a boosted Psychic that might come in. So if it's a Power Up Punch, let be it, but they ends up going for a Psychic, which might have got the knockout for me, and now they throws once again. So I was counting really correctly. So this will be a Power Up Punch because they throw at 5 counters over here, but I can farm down. So I am down a shield, but I am having super amount of energy, to which now the second Pokemon actually they comes out in with a quick attack Sylveon. Since I swapped into my own Seaking over here, they switches out into their own Hisuian Electrode over here. That is also a kind of good pick for this meta as well, to which I'll be letting this first charge move go through, which is going to be the Wild Charge, and I get the knockout. But since their attack is dropped and defense is dropped, I'll be going for the Power Up Punch boost over here. That will it will confirm the second shield from my opponent's end as well. Now from this kind of range, they will be again going for Wild Charge, lowering their defense even lower, and I can get the farm down. And the final Pokemon that they have access to is going to be their own quick attack Sylveon. But since I've got enough energy, I could go for a boosted Psychic that almost takes 70% of its health, and now I went for a CMP tie once again, which I lose, and I'll be getting the knockout with Psyshock, which does hit for neutral over here, and I have got a healthy full health Alomomola that comes in and gets the knockout with Waterfall, farming it down, getting the win for the first battle over here. So GG's. Moving into the next battle, I pick up a lead against Ariados. So Ariados is kind of a tricky situation to handle because it will be constantly debuffing my attack with lunges over here, but they have to watch out for a Psychic, because one Psychic, even though single stage debuffed, will take out the Ariados, to which now they swaps out into their own Hisuian Electrode once again. Now I'll be going for the next Psychic, which almost takes 50% of its health, and for Hisuian Electrode I do have a good response to it, which is going to be my own Seaking. So since they shield up the first Psychic, I'll be going for the first shield on this Wild Charge, and now they comes back with their final Pokemon that is revealed to be Octillery over here. So Octillery with Octazooka and Gunk Shot along with Lock On is actually a very spammy moveset over here. So since I went for the first Ice Wind, now I'll be going for the next Drill Run that might get the final shield from my opponent's end, which it does, and they have to go for Gunk Shot if they want to get the knockout for me, which they do. And now again they swap out into their own Ariados once again, and for Ariados I have a really bulky answer to it, which is going to be my Alomomola once again. So Alomomola can take almost 5 to 6 lunges, 5 lunges almost from this Ariados over here, and since I'm having one more shield to my name, so I can let this next charge moves go through. So he went for a cross poison over here, and now they will be going for the next next lunge once again. So even though double debuffed, this Psychic will do enough damage to get the knockout for this Ariados. But yeah, they will be preserving their shield for the final Pokemon that ends up being the Octillery once again. But they do have a really bad matchup over here, because I'll be constantly go for power-up punches. That does give me the win for the second battle here as well. So GG's to my opponent. Moving into the next battle, I pick up a lead against yet again Ariados over here. So just like the last battle, I'll be going for the extra counter damage, but I think it does not matter because it's not a same tie. So I'll be going to let the first lunge go through, which takes neutral damage over here, and I'll be now going for the Psychic just before they could throw the next lunge. So they're actually one poison sting away from the next lunge, which they will go for right now, and I can survive one more lunge here as well. But I will put up the shield over here because I will be able to reach to the next lunge before next Psychic before they could reach for the lunge. But it ends up being a same tie over here, which is kind of a bad call from my end. I was not counting correctly, but I can survive that lunge as well, and now I'll be going for the next Psychic over here. So even though triple debuffed, it does take out the final shield from my opponent's end, and I save swap again into my Seaking, to which their answer is going to be their own Clefable. So this might be a double fairy lineup, which I think might be the case. So I'll be going for constantly attack debuff the Clefable over here before they could reach to the first charge move, but they reach just in time over here. So I'll have to put up the shield in this scenario because Meteor Mash will does enough neutral damage to take me out, and now whatever they comes back in with, I'll be going for the Drill Run. So Drill Run does super acute neutral damage over here in for the Ariados in this scenario, which cannot farm me down with poison jabs poison stings over here. So they have to go for the next lunge or maybe cross poison to take me out, but I have got enough in it. Now I've got a full health Alomomola, to which the final Pokemon is revealed to be a Smackdown user over here, which is going to be Crustle, and they concede the match over here. Moving on to the fourth battle over here, I pick up a really good lead against Magcargo. So this is the Pokemon that I wanted to hard resist with whole of my team. So since they swapped out into Electrode, so I'll be staying in this matchup rather than switching out, because my backline is actually weak to Electrode over here all through. So I'll be going for the first shield because it can end up being a hyper beam, to which I'll be going for the next power up punch once again. So since I was counting correctly, so they cannot reach to the next hyper beam just in time before I can throw the next power up punch. This can only be a discharge, which I'll able to survive, and since I let the discharge go through, they concede the match over here, recognizing their fate, and it will be a good game from my end as well. Moving on to the next battle, I pick up a lead against yet again a Medicham. So this I'll be playing out in this similar scenario. So I'll be going for the extra counter through, which will have some kind of advantage in the mirror matchup, because I'll be reaching the next Psychic before they can outpace me over here. So I'll be going for the first Psychic, and now I'll be reaching to the next Psychic before they can move through over here, and I do correctly call the moves over here, to which they will be shielding up this Psychic over here. So since I was counting correctly, this only be going to be a power up punch, because they went for 7 counters in this scenario, and now this will be a Psychic. So I have to shield up this over here because it's a deep buffed up Psychic. So I'll be shielding this up, and I'll be going for the hard form with Seaking, and let's see what they comes back in with. So they comes back with their Miltank over here, which I think is also a very good Pokemon in this meta as well. So I thought of trying it out, but I'll try it out later. So now I'll be going for the constant debuffs with Icy Wind that hits for neutral damage, but Miltank is quite bulky, so they have to go for a Thunderbolt over here to take me out, which in case is the thing. So they will be taking me out, but now I can come back with my own Medicham once again, and I'll be going for the counter damage, but they quickly switching into their Alomomola, which might be a problem. But since I get the shield right now over here, I have got a sheer advantage for my bulky Alomomola, which is going to be very advantageous in the mirror matchup because it's a very boring and like a battle of the two tanks over here, which will advantage. So whoever is having the advantage of the shield will get the win through. But let's see. So I'll be going for the next back-to-back psychics, and I'll not double up moves because psychic do have the ability to drop the defense of the opposing Pokemon, which might help me out. So to now, which I thought their win condition is going to have to catch a charge move onto their Miltank, which is the thing because now they comes back into the Miltank and I do farm up extra energy. I'll be now going for the next psychic that takes out the Miltank, and now I'll be reaching to the next psychic just before in time they could reach to the next psychic, which will be getting the knockout for this Alomomola over here, giving me the win for the 5th battle here as well. So this is the set that this is the first set actually which I played with this team into the Love Cup over here, which ends up being a 5-0 victory for this team. So I thought of countering Magcargo over here, but every time I most of the time I see Ariados and Medicham, which this team can easily handle as well. So this team was actually very effective and really good for me as well. So if you are using this team, do let me know how it is working out for you in the Love Cup. And that will be all for this video, and see you again in the next one. Till then, peace.